Hey Joe, so I'm just going to run through this problem because you've done a great job finding the area and you even did a great job finding the centroid, but you're not understanding where the xi's are different than the x component of the centroid. So I'm going to run through it, and then what I want you to do is I want you to do the y components, and let's see if you truly understand. So all your areas were 100% correct. Awesome job. Okay, then you found the x component of the centroid. So for shape 1, which is the triangle, you found the centroid to be, the x component to be 1 inch. You found the x component of the shape number 2, which is the square, to be 5 inches. And you found the x component of the centroid for the second triangle to be 1.33 inches. Fantastic. So what I want you to do after that is I want you actually to draw the x component. So the x component of centroids for a triangle always stem from our right triangle. So if our right triangle base is 3, 1 would put us here. So I'm going to make a little mark. Therefore, this length right here would be 2. And this right here would be 1. Okay? From the square, it doesn't matter where we start from because it's right in the middle. So let me draw right here. This distance right here would be 5. And the last centroid would be 1.33, so it's stemming from the right triangle, the right angle, so it's right here. I'm going to draw a little insignia right there, and I'm going to make this right here 1.3, which makes this right here 5, and then this over here would be 2.7. Okay, so why is that important? Well, it's important because in order to get our xi's, we have to know all the dimensions so that we can work from a common point. So in this case, I'm going to work from this common point right there. And I'm going to ask myself, okay, what is my first xi? Well, my first xi is shape number 1, is the triangle. So I'm just going to put S1 right here. So my xi is right there, and that is going to be equal to, well, how far did I travel from my common point? So my point is here, and I traveled to my x component, which you found to be 1 inch, but I went 1 inch from my right angle. I didn't go 1 inch from my central point. So how far did I travel? I traveled 3. So my xi of shape 1 is 3 inches. Shape 2, what is my xi? Well, here's my common point. How far did I travel to get the x component of my centroid? Well, I traveled 3, or 2 plus 1. Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. This should be 2. Okay? Because I went 1 from the right angle. This whole thing is 3, 1 from the right angle, which means my distance is 2 from my central common point. So for shape number 2, where am I? I'm here. I went 5 units here, but I didn't go 5 units from my central or common point. I went how far? Well, I went 5, and then I went 3. So therefore, 5 plus 3 is 8 inches, is my xi2, or shape number 2. Then lastly, my shape number 3, my xi is what? Well, I went 1.33 away from my right angle. But from my common point, I went 3 plus 5 plus 1.3. So I went 3 plus 5 plus 1.3, which gives me 9.3 inches. Take a look at the work. Then, after I get my xi's, I could then take my xi and multiply it by the correct area, which you found already. All right, let's do the same thing with the y's. And then send me an email back and let's see how you're doing. Okay, so do the xi multiplication for this, and then do the yi's and then email me back. Hopefully that made sense.